Let's be real for a second. Most men spend their lives chasing women, trying to impress them, trying to prove they're enough. But here's the hard truth. The more you chase, the faster she slips away. Why? Because women aren't moved by effort alone. They're moved by something deeper. Words that cut through the noise. Phrases that bypass her logic and go straight into her heart. Think about it. There are things you can say that she'll forget tomorrow. And then there are things you can whisper once and she'll replay it for years. The kind of words that make her remember you at 3 a.m. That make her feel you long after you've walked away. So here's the question. Do you know those words? Do you know the forbidden phrases that make a woman feel something she can't explain? Something she won't admit, but something she'll never forget? If you don't, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 5 of them. 5 phrases that most men will never use, but the rare man who does becomes unforgettable. And before we dive in, if you want more straight, no BS truths about attraction, confidence, and power, make sure you hit subscribe, drop a like, and share this with a man who needs to hear it. Alright, let's get started. Part 1. I don't want perfect, I want you. You know what the heaviest weight on a woman's shoulders is? It's not bills. It's not work. It's the constant, silent pressure to be perfect. She feels it everywhere. Every time she opens social media, there's another flawless photo to compare herself to. Every time she gets ready, there's that little voice asking, is this enough? Do I look right? Will he still want me if I slip? And most men, they never touch that part of her. They keep handing out the same shallow compliments. You're beautiful. You're amazing. But here's the truth. She's heard it 1,000 times. It doesn't reach her soul. Now imagine this. You look her in the eyes, steady, grounded, and you say, I don't want perfect. I want you. Do you feel the difference? That's not just a compliment. That's a release. You're freeing her from the endless audition, telling her she doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to hide, doesn't have to polish every edge. You're saying, I see you, the unfiltered you, the messy, vulnerable, human you, and that's exactly who I want. And here's what happens when you do that. Her walls start to fall. She begins to let you in. She shares the parts of herself she never shows anyone else. Because now she's not just attracted. She's safe. Safe to be imperfect. Safe to be real. Safe to be yours. Part 2. You make me believe in love again. There's something every strong man won't admit out loud. At some point, he stopped believing in love. Maybe it was betrayal. Maybe it was disappointment after disappointment. Or maybe he just got tired of giving and never being seen in return. And so he built walls. He decided love was for fools, that feelings were dangerous, that it was safer to stand alone. But then she shows up, and without even trying, she cracks the armor. She doesn't have to be perfect. She doesn't have to put on a show. Her presence alone makes you feel something you thought was gone forever. And that's when you look at her, steady and unshaken, and you say, you make me believe in love again. Do you realize how powerful that is? You're not just complimenting her beauty. You're confessing that she's revived something sacred in you, something you thought was dead. For a woman, those words mean she's not just another chapter. She's the turning point, the redemption, the reason your story changes direction. And here's the secret. Every woman dreams of being that for a man, not just someone he desires, but someone who restores his faith, who makes him risk his heart again. When you give her that role, she feels chosen on a level deeper than attraction. She feels like destiny, like she was meant to find you at the exact moment you were ready to give up. That's not just love, that's rebirth, and she will never forget being the woman who gave it back to you. Part 3. You're the one place I feel at home. Most men think women fall for the loud gestures, the big compliments, the flashy moves. But the truth is, the words that stay with her aren't loud. They're the ones that feel like a secret. The ones that slip past her defenses and land deep in her chest. And there's one phrase that does exactly that. When the moment is quiet, when the air between you is heavy with presence, you lean in, you hold her gaze, and you say, you're the one place I feel at home. Think about it. You're not saying she's beautiful. You're not saying she's amazing. Those are nice, but they don't cut deep. What you're giving her is something rare, a role no other woman has. You're telling her, in a world that feels restless, in a life that never slows down, you are my safe place. The one spot where my soul can finally breathe. And when a woman hears that, she doesn't just feel desired, she feels irreplaceable. She feels like she matters in a way no compliment could ever capture. Here's the magic. This phrase works on two levels. First, it softens her. She feels emotionally safe, like she stepped into sacred ground in your world. Second, it fuels her desire, because now she doesn't just want to keep that role. She wants to deepen it. She wants to be that home for you again and again. And the beauty? She'll replay those words for days, weeks. Every time she remembers, she won't just recall what you said. She'll relive how you made her feel. That's not just attraction. That's memory. That's permanence. Part 4. With you, I finally feel understood. There's one thing every woman craves, even more than being desired. It's to be understood. Because the truth is, most men never really see her. They see her smile, her beauty, her charm, but they miss the details. The little pauses in her voice when she's hiding pain. The way she changes the subject when she doesn't feel safe. The unspoken battles she fights every single day. And so she learns to hide. She puts on a mask. She gives the world a polished version of herself. And deep down, she wonders if anyone will ever notice the rest of her. Now imagine you being the man who does. You don't just admire her surface. You lean in. You pay attention. You notice what others overlook. And in that moment you say, with you, I finally feel understood. It's simple, but it's devastating. Because what you're really saying is, you see me, and I see you. That connection is rare. It tells her she's not invisible. It tells her she doesn't have to explain every corner of her soul. You just get it. And here's what happens when she hears those words. Her guard drops. Her trust deepens. She feels chosen in a way that's not about attraction, but recognition. Every woman longs for the man who doesn't just want her body, but understands her silence. And when you give her that, she'll hold on. Because finally, she's found someone who sees the version of her the world ignores. And that is unforgettable. Part 5. You make me want to risk everything. Every man has lines he swears he'll never cross. Rules he's written for himself. Boundaries he keeps to stay safe, strong, and controlled. And most women know those lines are there. They can feel them. That quiet distance that says, I won't let you too close. But then there's the rare woman who changes that. The one who makes you question your own rules. The one who pulls you in so deeply. You're willing to risk everything you swore you wouldn't. That's when you look her in the eyes, steady but vulnerable, and you say, you make me want to risk everything. Do you understand the power in that? You're not just flattering her. You're admitting that she shakes you to your core. That she makes you willing to step outside the armor, the walls, the safety you've built. For a woman, those words are electric. Because every woman dreams of being that for a man. The one who disarms the unshakable. The one who makes a strong man surrender. Not out of weakness, but out of choice. And here's the paradox. Vulnerability in a man doesn't make him less. It makes him unforgettable. When you tell her this, she doesn't just feel wanted. She feels powerful, irresistible, like she's the exception in your story. And once she feels that, she won't be able to let it go. Because being the woman you'd risk it all for, that's not just attraction, that's destiny. So let's look back at what we've uncovered. 5 simple phrases, but not just words, keys. Keys that open doors inside her heart that most men will never even find. You're the one place I feel at home. I don't want perfect, I want you. With you, I finally feel understood. You make me believe in love again. You make me want to risk everything. Each one carries weight. Each one bypasses the surface and speaks to the woman she hides from the world. Because here's the truth. Women don't just want to be admired. They don't just want to be chased. They want to feel felt. They want to be the answer to a question you can't put into words. They want to know that in a restless world, they are the exception. And when you give her that, when you make her feel irreplaceable, safe, seen, and powerful, she won't just remember you. She'll never be able to forget you. Now, if this hit you, if you want to go even deeper into the psychology of attraction, I've put together something special for you. It's called the Attraction Handbook. Inside, you'll learn how to flip the script so women stop slipping away and start chasing you. It's free for now, so grab your copy in the description or the pinned comment below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with a man who needs it. Because the truth is, most men will never know these secrets, but now you do.